Welcome, friends. Today, we're doing another fragrance review. Exciting. That's right, friends. I am back once again with another fragrance review. This time, on a fragrance from the house of Dior. Probably the house I own the most perfumes from. It's either that or Serge Luton. Maybe Serge has crept into the lead, I'm not sure. But this time we will be reviewing my much used, much loved Dune Pour Homme. This was released in 1997. And it has two perfumers, one of which is Olivia Cresp, who everyone is familiar with. Surely you have smelled the work you did for Mugler in the early 90s. And the other perfumer is Jean-Pierre Boutard, and I do not know who that person is. Done a lot of perfumes though. Works for Boucheron, did Boucheron Pour Homme, Touch for Men, Nemo, Cerruti, C, Givenchy. Got a pretty healthy resume. He also did the Dreamer for Versace, so not a nobody at all, but I must admit I hadn't heard of him before. So this review will follow my tried and tested technique of telling you the notes and then telling you which notes I get the most of, and then just discussing the perfume really. So the top notes are fig leaf, cassis or cassis, sage and basil. The middle notes are fig wood bark, rose, mignonette, and the base notes are sandalwood, cedar, tonka bean and vanilla. The notes I get the most of: fig, cassis, fig bark, it's like a woody fig, but also like a fizzy kind of fig, and sandalwood and musk. Musk isn't really featured in the note listings that I've read, but to me it's there, and it's a very particular type of musks. This is not my vintage bottle, but I do own a vintage bottle. This is, to me, this is sort of like a. You have to remember the context this was released in. This was released a year after Acqua di Gio. So there was something in the air for these kind of like watery, marine kind of things. And Dune Pour Femme, the original Dune for women, was kind of a mariney, ambery, green, weird kind of thing. But that was 1991. This was released in 97 in the first blooms of that marine, ozonic, kind of clean, mid to late 90s thing, that optimistic fragrance. And this, to me, does smell quite optimistic as a fragrance. The first thing I get is this kind of, I don't want to say citrus, but like aftertaste of citrus. Let's spray some, shall we? I love the bottle as well, by the way. The bottle's really ergonomic if you hold it backwards. It's, to me, this modern version shares quite a few similarities with Cologne Royale. Cologne Royale has got this kind of citrus. It also shares some similarities with Paris Biarritz by Chanel. All of these have this kind of generic citrus vibe like a citrus vibe that you can't pin down, you know, like I hate the term like exotic woods. You know, when brands put out that kind of like, oh, we're using exotic woods. What the fuck does that even mean? Or like watery notes. You know, surely like you work for a really big brand, Dior, Chanel, that kind of thing. You should be able to do better than that. But there is some similarities between this and Dune, although Paris Biarritz and Cologne Royale are much more similar to each other. Dune has more going on, but it should also give some extra context to what this fragrance is like. It's in that Cologne aquatic, that's the word I was looking for, the Cologne aquatic kind of realm, you know, but with like a right angle to it. It's got like it deviates massively from the path that you think it's going down. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. This has it achieves that kind of cologne citrus fresh vibe through a completely different operation. It's fig is like it's a Mediterranean, and especially an Eastern Mediterranean kind of like fruit. It has this kind of summery aspect, but also like a warmth and a creaminess, which the fragrance also has. And it's very clever that they use the leaf at the top along with cassis, which is black. I want to say it's black currant leaf. Like, yeah, it's so it's green, but at the same time it's a little bit fruity as well, and that's what figs are like. You know, there's this kind of natural juiciness. Figs are very juicy as well, but it uses the wood, the bark in the fragrance to sort of transition from that green leaf at the top to the base. So you at all points of the fragrance do you get hints, tones, and aftertastes of fig. So if you don't like fig, stay back, stay away. This is not a fragrance for you if you don't like it. If you don't like figs, there's a little bit of rose that I get in the base, but that kind of just like plumps up and I want to say juices, kind of juices up like the wood. It helps the transition to the base. The base is sandalwood. It's a little bit creamy and a little bit vanillic, but you could say that's like a leftover effect of the fig, because figs have got that kind of creamy thing going on. But it's also got this soapy kind of aspect to it as well. And I think that comes from like a healthy dose of musks that are in this. There's a musky, but a clean musk, you know. The musks are used very cleverly in this. They kind of help the whole, I suppose the whole is the right word, they help the whole fragrance have this kind of easy, gentle breeze about it, down to this slightly creamy, slightly sweet, slightly fresh and soapy aspect of the base. And that's kind of what you're left with at the end. You end up with like fig trees in a very distant, like maybe it's across the sea, but then you're getting this kind of cool breeze coming in of an evening. And that's kind of where the fragrance ends up. I absolutely love it, as you can see. And I put a shit ton of this stuff on when I wear it. I spray this on heavily. Not sure you can put too much of this on. Also, unfortunately, it is discontinued in the UK. I think you can still find it in France. But it's certainly not it's not available at my local Dior boutique or my local Dior counters. Like, so they've got like other counters in other stores as well. It just can't be found. We don't get much call for a fragrance like this in the UK because the weather's so shocking. But when it is nice, I do tend to wear this. You will have seen this many times in my rotation videos over the years. It's a happy fragrance. It's pleasant in a great way. It's not pleasant in the way that I mean, like a lot of modern fragrances. It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. Olivier Cresp was really at the height of his powers in the 90s. And this seems to have been the result, one of the high points for me. It's very underappreciated, I feel, in the online fragrance community. You don't get a lot of people. The people who do love it sing its praises. But you don't get a lot of them. It's not widely circulated. It's not widely kind of praised and hyped up and all that sort of thing. So it's a shame. It deserves more credit than it gets. It's a beautiful cologne-y, like different though. You know, you could wear this all day as well. I'm not saying it lasts all day. The performance isn't bad, but it isn't amazing. It's you get like 6 hours out of it, which is pretty respectable for a fragrance like this. In fact, it's more than respectable. But you could wear this in the morning, the afternoon, and the evening. It's that type of fragrance. You wouldn't garden party in the Mediterranean kind of thing in the evening. Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. So, yes. This has been my review of Dune Pour Homme. I absolutely love this stuff, to be honest with you. It's a cologne but different. A cologne but more. There are other colognes in my collection, such as Cologne Royale, which, I mean, you've seen the dent that I put in that bottle as well. Don't be shy with fragrances like this. Like, go heavy, go hard. They're made to be smelled. People will not dislike it. People will not hate you for smelling like this. I certainly won't hate you for smelling like this. I will appreciate it greatly. While I still have these fragrances out, I might bang out a couple of other reviews of summer fragrances, because it's not long now until I rotate my collection back around to the autumn and winter. But if you're watching this in autumn and winter, I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching my review, everyone, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.